facilitator in data science at Digital Regenesys. So before we start, uh, I will give you this is the place where you guys will get. It's not about where we will have something about practical knowledge or something, but yes, here you will get the answers for which maybe these are the questions that always surrounds you, that where do I begin, what tools should I learn, what portfolio do I need, can I get into data science without coding? And I am very much sure many of you are coming across with these questions. So trust me, you are in the right place where we I will be helping you guys to answer these questions. So before I begin, I will like to introduce myself Priya Shetty, and past 13 years, I am into training, mentoring learners in data science, Python, Java, Power BI, and analytics. But most importantly, it's like here I am making sure that trying to make your complex thinking about data science, making you think about in a very simple form. So let's start with it. So for today, if you are working as a data analyst, BI analyst, data scientist, or just you want to uh, switch your career into data science. So this is the place where you are. So in today's session, we will talk about data science. What are the skills required to be a professional? The projects that are expected during the hiring process. What a portfolio of a data scientist or a data engineer should look like, and what are the steps, a roadmap that will help you to begin your journey as a data science professional. I hope the objective is clear with everyone, and let's begin. So here, the first question that comes to our mind is why data science? Why data science is so important? It's a kind of a uh, we are starting with a bigger picture. That is why data science. The first question comes to our mind is right now, whoever you see is turning towards AI, turning towards models or applications which are AI based, uh, turning their career into data science. So why it is? Why? Because today everything runs around data. Okay. In short, I can say everywhere you have your data. Whatever application you pick up, these applications are completely based on data science. For example, one hospital, let's say consider a hospital, that hospital also is using data science to analyze patient history. Okay, so just imagine a hospital which the hospital's agenda is to cure patients, right? Even to cure patient, they are using the technique of data science, AI, and ML. So just imagine how data science has reached different areas, different zone, different domains. May it be hospital domain, may it be banking. If I talk about banking, to understand transactions, okay, that's not just a guesswork, that a machine learning needs to compare every action that the transaction has been performed with million of users performing transaction, and every transaction needs to be cross checked whether they are genuine or not. So over here also you can understand how data science is being used. Here I am why I'm introducing you guys with different sectors to make you understand how vast data science has become. That's the reason it is said as data science is everywhere. As I said, it's in a hospital domain, it's in banking domain, even in retail. Take an retail as your example. For example, any supermarket, consider there are many high-end supermarkets, globally running supermarkets, which are using data science so that they can work with the stock. Okay, so data science for the supermarket, this data science is helping them to stock more. For example, they are working on bread. So these data science will help the supermarket to stock up the bread according to the day's need. Okay, day by day needs stock up can be maintained by the supermarket just by using data science appropriately. Not only that, based on let's say a festive season is coming, and accordingly the required stock up details will be sent to the manufacturer. Here also the data science is playing the role to make sure no customer goes empty hand. We are here, data science is helping the supermarket to make everything available for the customer. Once he comes to the store, he will be available with each and everything. That's how, just because of using data science appropriately. In terms of transportation, even transportation is the domain where data science is being used. Nowadays we have these systems of on cab systems, online cab system and all. So Uber, take an example of Uber, where the prices of the cab depends on the time on which you are trying to hire the cab for, the location, even the demand matters, and even the weather, and also the traffic. Considering all these, the tariff is decided for the cab. Every time you will get a different tariff rates based on these all analyzation, based on analyzing the demand, the weather, the timing, the location, the tariff. Now see, your data science is playing the role to capture all these information, analyze it, and predict the tariff for the user. So this is now, by going through these all examples, what do you see? This is how a company is getting and help to make certain decision. The companies are making decision using their back data, the data which was stored. Okay, so if it uses data, it needs data. It's the data from the people, right? This data will be always be collected from the people, right? So that is how data science is everywhere. Every domain you see, we need data science nowadays, because everywhere the analyzation that take place, that analyzation is completely based on the data that is collected. Just imagine the amount of data being generated every minute, every second. Managing the data, what we are doing is, nowadays the applications that are getting prepared, these application for us, it would be wow, it is predicting some new value, or it is able to respond me with an answer. But how come that is able to that application is able to answer your query? How it is predicting a particular future, right? Predicting the future value, because it has been trained with the previous data. It has been trained with an accurate information, because of which the application is able to help you to make decisions, help you to make predictions. That is what data science is. So now, this is what this is what shows that how data science matters in today's generation, in terms of all the sectors that we have talked about. Now, how this will help us for in our career path? Okay, how do we choose that? What is There are many key terms nowadays you might be hearing about. Some may say data analyst, some may say data scientist, some may say business analyst, some may say a data engineer. What are they all one, or these words are different, or the technology needed for these terms are same or different, or what their job roles are? Let's understand that. So step by step we will go ahead. I have divided, I have designed this job roles, career path into 4 sections, wherein we will start with data analyst. Now, who is data analyst? Data analyst. See, as I said, the data is collected in a huge amount. Every second, data is getting collected. If Just imagine how I am saying that data is getting generated every second. Now, in the session right now itself, just imagine the number of chats you guys will be putting up, the reactions you would be giving up, the chat information, the chat questions you will be giving me, right? So even these are what, even that is a data. uh, uh just imagine if I have posted a picture in Instagram, what will happen? Everyone who is connected to me will start putting up their comments on their on that photo. They will give their reactions, right? Now, even that is a reaction. That is a data that is being collected. That is also a data that is getting collected. You attend a service has been provided to you. After, you might have observed nowadays, every service that you get, after the service is given to you, they always ask for a feedback, right? Review. Now, this is a way to understand how the experience of the customer was, how the experience of the customer was. Now, this is what we are collecting the data every minute, every second. Now, what does the data science, people who are related to data science, do exactly in this, okay, with this data? So it's not that you will be directly going and creating application which is AI based. It's never like that. We have to follow the steps. Here, the first step is talking about people who are data analysts. Now, data analysts are those people who are completely focusing on the collected data which needs to be clean, it needs to be analyzed. Using this data, they can build dashboards to show what has happened. Okay, it's like the data analyst are the people who are making sure whatever data has been collected are appropriate to what is expected. Analyzing it in such a form so that we can present, for example, 6 month sales report. Okay. Now, before creating that report, what we will do, we will make sure that the data is clean. Whatever required things are collected. Any inappropriate data, any error or any mistyped data is been removed. Accurately, we will make sure that each and every information is correct. No incorrect information is given. And then you build up the report, right? This is what the job of data analyst is. He will clean the data, he will analyze the data, and he will create the reports using that data. So this is, you can say, this is one of the most common entry level role of in the path of data science career. The most basic and common path, which is data analyst, where you clean the data and analyze the data. Then comes data business analyst, BI analyst. People who are completely focused, sorry, people who are focusing completely on visualization, where they are focusing on creating attractive, interactive dashboards using Power BI kind of tool, Tableau tool. People who are involved in business analyst are majorly 80% people who are not from coding background find it very comfortable in the field of BI as a BI analyst, because Power BI and Tableau are kind of softwares where not much coding is required. Using the ready to use tools, we create the dashboard, we clean the data set. So that is what the job of a business analyst is. Then comes data scientist. data scientists are the people who have to involve much into coding part. Okay. So these are the people who will be creating models. Now, what are models? Models are the applications, algorithms within which you will be feeding your clean data. As I said, analyst is the person who is cleaning the data. That clean data will be either turned into a insightful dashboard using Power BI, or else it will be sent to a data scientist for modeling. Okay, the data scientist will prepare model where he will feed the model with the clean data, so that your using those data, your application can predict the future. For example, whether the customer will buy the product or not, whether the sale will increase or not, what should be the price of a selling price of a house, what should be the price, what should be the next school fees price, school fees, what should be, whether the transaction happened is a fraud transaction or not. Okay, whether the company will make profit or loss, whether the company need to introduce business discount rates on certain products or not. So now these are kind of questions that can be answered by using the models where it is predicting, and based on these predictions we create applications, we create application. As here you can see, here they have given examples, here they are talking about predictions, machine learning, automation. So that is what data scientists are involved with. So if you are good at code, if you become like more comfortable with coding uh, algorithms. So you can go ahead with data science, wherein you can create applicate algorithms which can predict the futures. Okay, which can predict the future. For example, customer behavior, as I said, whether the product that is being launched will be liked by by that particular region or not, whether which kind of let's say there's a coffee shop and they decide to launch it in different region of a particular country. Now if in within a country, every region has got different climate. Now you can create a model which can predict which coffee will be sold high in that, in which region. So this will help you in making decisions that which coffee kind of coffee will be sold higher in a certain region. So this is how data models are created. Then comes ML engineer and AI specialist. Now every model that you build, of course you want them to be used by the end user, the final application. So ML engineer and AI specialist are those people who are involved in that part, where they can create models, they can build in IS systems, which works like a recommendation engine or chatbots. You all might have used chatbots nowadays, or you might have used recommendation engines. Recommendation engines, one of the best example is the Netflix application. You might have seen how Netflix application is. It gives you a personalized experience, right? Personalized experience in terms of whatever you watched a night before, same similar kind of movies will be displayed to you the very next day. Not only next day, within few minutes, if you go back and check your homepage, it will be filled with like some statements like, you liked this, you may like it, these kind of movies also, and the list of movies will be displayed. Okay, for example, if you watched a comedy movie, it will be displayed with you those kind of movies. So this is what it gives you, a personalized experience. Personalized experience means it's not common for every user. If you go and check the application homepage of Netflix among your friend circle also, every homepage will be different. It will be not same. Every person will not have the same view. What I watch will be, my Netflix homepage will be completely different from your homepage. Why? because it is displaying me those things which I enjoy, which I prefer. Okay, this kind of final applications can be created by machine learning, ML engineers and AI specialists. So here now what you have to understand is, you do not need to start with data scientist, or you start with analyst level roles and something like that. When you start from the first journey. You start from a level, where you learn how to clean the data. Then you learn how to build the reports, that is the Power BI and Tableau. Then you learn how to create algorithms. Then you learn how to deploy them. So each and every role has been covered over here. Okay. What exactly the employers are looking for? So it's not like that I have graduated, that means I will be selected, right? It's always what the company is expecting from you. If you present yourself in front of them, what they are expecting, I think that will be the otherwise way, right? So we need to understand the employer standards, what they are expecting from us, what kind of technology they are expecting us to learn. Okay, so here the more focus pointers are into Python, which is a programming language that works with data. SQL to extract the database. Data cleaning, you need to know the techniques to clean the data. uh, Power BI to present your data in a report form or in a dashboard form. You need to learn how to create models. That is, for that, you need ML basics. And obviously, you need to have a good portfolio where you can mention what you have worked on. Practical knowledge. Being in IT field, it's very much important that you focus more into your practical work. So presenting your practical works makes it more different, rather than just showing about your theoretical knowledge. So it's like you if you cover all these pointers, you are 90% ready for the job. You are 90%, or else I can say you are 90%. The employer will see you as a valuable asset once they know that you know all these tools. So let's understand what all these tools are. Okay, the first tool that I talked about, I'll be talking about, is Python. Okay, we'll consider them as in the form of a human tools. Like, Python is like a brain. Okay, so Python is the language that you guys will have to learn. Python programming language. So this, when you learn Python programming language, it's like you will be helped to think, process, and manipulate the data. Using Python, you will be able to think, process, and manipulate the data. So it's a programming language, Python or R. The major one which you see is Python. Even R can be learned for machine learning languages and all. Python, it's a programming language using which you guys can create applications. You can perform data analyzations. Okay. Then we have SQL. SQL, Excel. You need to know the basics of SQL and Excel to handle the data. Now, as I said, we work with, when we say data science is where data is present. So these data are stored in a database. And to store these data, we have different technology. And the majorly one is SQL, which helps you to which where you learn how to store this data, how to handle this data. So the data management part will be done using SQL. Excel, we know it's a separate Microsoft tool, Excel, which also helps you to manage the data, store the data. Along with that, we talk about machine learning. So to write algorithms, to create machine learning algorithm, we need to know these two libraries, which is scikit-learn and TensorFlow. So it is helping you to build an intelligent system that will be able to learn the pattern. So machine learning is a process where you're training the machine. So using the algorithm, what are you doing? You're training your machine that what needs to be done. So using scikit-learn and TensorFlow, what you learn is you learn to train your models. You learn to train your models. Along with that, obviously, when you work with all these things, where you will perform these all operations, you need platforms. There are different platforms available. The free and majorly used one during learning process is Jupyter Notebook and Colab, Google Colab. Jupyter Notebook and Colab. Colab is a Google product. Both are freely available. You can write, or you will be using these platforms to write your Python programs or machine learning models, algorithms. As I said, visual visualization. Visualization is like creating graph, creating dashboards, interactive dashboards that can be presented, that can be updated live, right? So there are different tools available. We have highlighted the one which are majorly used, that is Power BI and Tableau. So both the tools are used for to display to work, to create reports, to create insightful information out of your data. So these are the two tools which does not need coding. Here, no coding is involved. Maybe you will be writing some small scripts, but not a complete code is written. Here, this is a software which you need to learn how to use that particular software, okay, to create the graph. Big data, obviously, data warehouse. It's where you learn the techniques to manage the huge data. So these are the tools that you need to learn to start your career in data science. What it is, you need to have knowledge of SQL and Excel. You need to have knowledge of a programming language, which is Python. You need to learn how to write algorithms using scikit-learn and TensorFlow library packages. You need to be comfortable with applications like Jupyter Notebook and Colab to write the programs. To create reports, you can use Power BI and Tableau. To handle larger data, you can go with big data. So these are the different tools from where you can step by step you can start your journey for a data science. So this roadmap also gives you the way how to start it. Now, being from a non-technical background, now here I have shown you what are the tools that we need to learn. Now the question will be, okay, which tool to start first? How should I begin with? So always begin with programming language. First, learn the programming language. Consider yourself like a child who is learning for the first time to talk. Okay, it's like that. So here you need to first learn the machine language. So programming languages are these are the machine language through which you can communicate to the machine. So first, to communicate with the machine, you need to know the language, right? And for that purpose, first you need to learn Python programming or R programming, using which you will be able to write the programs. You need to know how to handle the database, how the queries are written. You need to for creating understanding the to handle the data set, to analyze the data set, there are some statistic probability problems that you need to learn, some basic mathematical calculation which help us to analyze our data more clearly. Then comes visualization. If you ever want to graphically view your data set, you will be learning then data visualization. So your journey begins from learning programming for Python. Then you will learn database that is using SQL. Then you will learn some basics of statistics, which will help you to analyze your data. After in terms of cleaning the data and everything, once your data is clean, you have learned how to clean the data, you are ready to present your data graphically. So data using, you will learn Power BI, Tableau kind of tools to create reports. Then come machine learning, where you will be learning to create models, wherein you can feed the models with the data set that you have cleaned. So these are the different, this is the roadmap that you have to follow to be a data, to set your goal in data science career. So these are the projects, real projects on which you guys can work on. You can start with sales prediction. You can create customer segmentation kind of applications, where you are trying to understand customers requirement using customers review, or understanding sentiments of a customer. Creating dashboards, report, sales report, yearly financial report, right? All these kind of reports can be generated with dashboards. Sentiment analysis, trying to understand whether the customer was happy customer or he had a bad experience. So these kind of projects you guys can create. Now, how to do all these things? Okay, so see, as I said, you need to follow the roadmap. You will learn your learn your Python and Excel to understand the data and write the program. You will need to understand the basics of statistic. You need to, at least while doing so, it's not just learning them, it's to implement them practically. So you need to at least build 3 to 4 projects. And these are the projects that I'm talking about. Okay, some real time project where you can, where which you can implement in your real time applications. You can create a GitHub portfolio where you can upload all your work. You can participate in Kaggle like competitions, which are official. There are many hackathon kind of application where many people participate and write their code for these kind of applications. So you can go to put an extra effort, I can say, to be something different from each other, like to stand out in the queue of your interviews. Um, this is a way approach that can be followed. Uh, the Here I have highlighted some of the projects on which, as a beginner, as an intermediate, or as an advanced, you can start with. You can always start with the, as a beginner, in terms of sales reports, customer segmentation, Power BI, focusing majorly on reports, creating reports. As an intermediate, you can always try creating models, which is learning from the data. Models where you are training the model using these projects. The advanced projects, it's like creating kind of an application which looks like a Netflix application or an Amazon application, kind of application where recommendation system is, or an application where sentiment analysis are on the Twitter, whether the movie is appreciated by the people or not. How will the movie go, whether it will be liked by everyone or not, based on the previous track record. So these are some of the highlighted projects on which you guys need to work if you have set your goal to become a data scientist. So here, when we talk about portfolios, that is what I have mentioned over here. That is creating a GitHub portfolio, which you can carry on anywhere and show your work. Okay. So within that GitHub portfolio, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you have at least 4 to 5 projects. Each project is explained well. You need to make sure your GitHub links are working. Also make sure that if you learn Power BI, make sure that you have added the dashboards that you have created using Power BI. You need to mention the problem that you are working on and the solution that you have given and the impact. What happened after implementing the solution that you suggested with? So this will give, like, interpreting your answers, your analyzation will give more impact to your portfolios. So you, while learning data science, it's not only about learning the programming, as I said, practical implementation is very much important. Along with that, understanding your data. Data storytelling. This is one of the major role of a data analyst. Being data analyst or just creating the report is not the only task. You need to the numbers. What does the data consist of? Data consists of only numbers. You as a data analyst or as an engineer, you have to make sure that you are telling a story from those numbers, which can be understood by any user who is not at all aware of those data, who is just a customer. He will be able to just view that report and will be able to understand what is going on. Whether the sales is up or down, he will be just able to understand through the report. And that is what storytelling is. We should know the tricks of storytelling as a data analyst. So interpreting the output is also very much important. This is just I've given a highlighter on the salaries that are based on the post. This may vary. This is not something which is much accurate also. Yes, but it is between the ranges. It may be somewhere, it will maybe up a little or up down a little, up a little or down a little. But no, I won't say it is accurate, but yes, it is globally. So you can just imagine after covering up these topics or learning these tools, how impactful it would. And this is a field which is just growing and growing and growing. You will never come back. It will be just like you are growing with new technologies every 6 months or every 1 year. You will be just upgrading yourself. That is how the field of IT is, the field of data science and AI is. So once you start with your to start with this, we here at Regenesys make sure to have the proper roadmap. So our courses are designed in such a form where the roadmap is followed. It starts with programming. Whether you're a beginner, whether you know the coding, your foundation, we make sure that your foundation is very much perfect. You have learned all the foundation techniques that are required for a programmer. So it always starts with a foundation where you learn the basics of Python. You learn up in the application of data application. You begin with the advanced level of Python where you will be introduced with libraries. These library helps you to learn the techniques to work with data, the data which is being collected from the outside world. So these are the two foundations that you will be learning in your first module, where your programming techniques, you will learn how to write programs, how to communicate, how to write a program, a basic programming application that you will learn. Second, you will be learning the technique to read your data from the Excel file or from any other sources. You will learn the technique to uh, uh, read the data inside the file. Okay. Then the next stage is what? The next stage is to analyze the data. Once you have started to communicate with the machine, now you start giving commands to the machine that, hey, I want to clean the data. Check whether there are empty values or not. Check whether there are any duplicate values or not. So you will be just communicating it with through some predefined methods. And under intermediary data science program, you guys will be learning those techniques. You will be learning those functions which will help you to clean your data. It will help you to explore your data in terms of modifying the existing data or cleaning the data or creating a visual reports of those data. You will learn two ways: one with programming, that is using Python, and one with Power BI. You will be learning with Power BI as well. So you will have you will learn both the tools, one with coding, the other without coding. So you know both the tools to clean the data. You can clean the data without coding, that is using Power BI. You will be able to clean the data using coding, that is using Python. The advanced one talks about creating machine learning. You will be, after cleaning the data, after learning to create the reports, what's the next job? You will go ahead and try to create models which may be predicting some data, right? So here in machine learning, you will be learning the techniques to create models. Once the model is ready, what you want your application to be used by third person for the end user. You want to make them usable, right? You need to learn the deployment technique. So here you will learn how to deploy your application, the application which is ready to predict the data. Okay, so this is the whole journey of the courses that is designed in Regenesys, and the detailed description about the topics that will be covered under these modules is being specified over here. As I've mentioned, foundation focuses completely on basic foundation, programming foundation. Talks about, you will learn how to write program. Okay, the fundamentals will be clear over here. Applied Python for data application focuses on introducing you with the third party library which helps you to deal with data using Python. Then comes data exploration, where you will learn the technique of exploring the data numerically as well as graphically. Okay. So Power BI, these kind of, you can see on my screen a dashboard which is displayed, a colorful dashboard, which is very attractive to see. And I am very much sure you guys have come across such kind of dashboards like many a times. So you will be able to create these kind of applications, these kind of dashboards once you learn Power BI. Okay. And trust me, Power BI has no code at all. So it is somewhat different from, yes, it has its own limitations, but still, the reports that are generated using Power BI, it's way different, and you will like, have a good experience on it. And then we come into advanced part where we'll be learning machine learning to write algorithms. You will learn how to write algorithms. And I think algorithm is not a new word to you. You nowadays it's like a very common word which has been being used every now and then. Algorithm. So you will learn how to write algorithms. You will learn how to write an algorithms which can predict an output for you. These kind of applications you will be able to create. An application here is an application page which is predicting a car price. So something similar, you will be able to predict whether there are chances of a patient, how higher chances are the patient will be cured from a certain disease or not. What are the chances of, as I said, sales report, right? What are the chances if I feed the data with the current stock, current customers visiting and everything, what will be the profit? So all these kind of applications you can create once you are done with the deployment part. Along with that, you will also learn some other tools which include MySQL, where you will learn how to manage database. Not only you will learn to manage your data with database, MySQL, but also you will learn some tricks to handle your data using Excel. And you will, along with Power BI, you will also learn a tool which is Tableau to create your dashboards, and a NoSQL database, which is MongoDB. So these are some self-paced courses which will enhance your tools skills. So we have these course sections where we have classroom online trainings, industry oriented trainings, and we have certain, every module will have certain test projects will be given so that you have practical knowledge of each and every tool that you are learning. So these are our team members who are involved in teaching you guys throughout the courses. This is the website where you guys can go and check in and get more information about our courses that are provided for data science and AI. Now I am done with my part. I hope you guys enjoyed whatever I have given the information. I hope many of your questions has been answered to you. But still, if there are any questions which you need me to answer, I am open for your questions. You can put your questions in the chat box. I am ready to answer them. Any questions related to data science, any question related to machine learning, anything that you want to ask, you guys can put up your questions over here. There is no required of having any programming knowledge. As I said, our course is designed in such a form where we start with the foundation. So whether you are a non-programmer or a programmer, it doesn't matter. We will be starting, you guys will be starting with your first program, that is Python, which is the foundational, where you will, it's you, as I said, you will be learning the alphabets of to become a data science scientist. It's like that. So before learning English, how we learn alphabets, ABC, it's like that. So you don't need to worry that you don't have any computer science background. You can start with without any worry. I think for participation, the you will get the help. Um, yes, materials will be learning material in the sense the session wise uh, materials will be provided. Assignments will be given to you by the trainer, by the facilitator who is training you. Appropriate projects will be given, will be guided. For fees and everything, I think they will be connecting with you. Um, See, there are several sites which will provide you Python training, but doing Python under a mentor will be a different experience. You will be certified, you can prove your work with your projects. As I said, company just do not need your knowledge. They need your practical work also. You need to show how well you are able to implement that work. And that you can show only with your projects. Basically, these sessions are after this for the working professional. I think you won't have any problem. Entry role. Obviously, as I mentioned, if you want to attract the employers, you need to mention the skills that are required for data science entry role. You need to know Python. You need to know data analyst tool, at least Power BI Tableau. You need to know the basics of Python to clean the data set and creating the model. So these are the tools which will help you to and as start your career as a data science entry role. It's 2 hours, 2 hours per yeah. Yes, the certificates will be given to you guys. Any more questions regarding data science topic? Anything that you would like to know about ML, about data science, about Power BI? Anything that you want, you can put your questions over here. No, it's a static class. So it is not flexible according to every time, it doesn't change. It's a static. Yes, you can create. See, Python is a programming language which is vast. That is one of the reason why Python is so much in demand. It is a language which is not only involved with data science or AI. You can create a gaming application using Python. You can create web applications using Python. You can create data science and ML applications. So automation can be created using Python. So it has a huge library which is vast. If you are statistic, you will be wide, like you will be accepted open handedly. But yes, you need to know the appropriate tools to apply those statistics. Okay, so Python, Power BI, all these tools you need to know. The R programming, these are the programming that you need to know. Yes, it's a good idea if you include this into your teaching career. Yes, you can also have bachelor courses in data science, or all you can have that also. In terms of what you want more information regarding data science, As a teacher, also you need to get exposure in these technologies. You guys can focus like more about is about when we are into uh, technical. You need to be more practical. You need to go with practical approach. So the many you projects you present, you are proving your work, you're proving your knowledge, and you're proving that how practically you can implement those theoretical things into practical work in real world examples. So more focus should be onto creating projects. Start with mini project. Start with smaller projects like sales predictions, performance analysis, creating customer satisfaction reports. Okay, so these kind of mini projects will help you to boost your own knowledge. uh, you will be developing your confidence in terms of implementing those techniques, and you will be proving yourself. You can show your work to the employers that these are the tasks that you have so far now completed. May it be just a practice purpose, but you will be gaining knowledge, and you will be proving your work using your work practical approach. uh, GitHub kind of portfolio you need to create. Create, as I said, create as many as projects you want. At least make sure that you are creating 5 to 7 projects. Create dashboards using Power BI. Always, whenever you're creating dashboard, have a form where you are interpreting your analysis, what you are trying to tell through that report. Your story should be explained. Any more questions? Okay, guys, I think most of your questions I have answered. I hope you enjoyed the session. And the questions that so far now were running on your mind, may I have helped you guys to get an answer for those. Okay, bye everyone.